Jai Hind dosto. In my last video, Aristotle concept of tragedy, I dealt with origin of tragedy, Aristotle concept of tragedy, and also I glanced over great Greek playwrights like Achilles, Sophocles, and Euripides. In this video, I'll speak about one of the elements of tragedy and particularly plot, difference between plot and story. Also, I will explain concept of simple and complex plot, terms like peripecia and anagnorisis. So in the last video itself, I explained definition of tragedy. In this video, I will focus on plot, but still I think at least once we should glance over definition of tragedy by Aristotle. Tragedy is an imitation of an action that is serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. In a language embellished with each kind of artistic ornament, the several kinds being found in separate parts of the play in the form of action, not in narrative, through pity and fear, effecting the proper purgation of these emotions. So, have a look at my previous video where I explained each part of tragedy. So, let us directly move on to plot now. There are 6 elements of tragedy. First is plot, second is character, third is diction, fourth is thought or reasoning, fifth is song, and the last is spectacle. So, I am not going to deal with all of these elements here. I will just focus on plot. I will explain the concept of plots and the elements involved therein. So, when we talk about plot, we often confuse plot with story. Though many times we use plot and story interchangeably, but still there is distinction between plot and story that I will explain. So what is story? First of all, we'll try to understand what is story. The story is the raw material of a narrative, the sequence of events and character involved. It includes all the events and actions in chronological order, including background information, character development, and subplots. The story encompasses everything that happens, both seen and unseen, in the narrative world. On the other hand, the plot is the specific arrangement of events selected by the author, selected by the playwright, author, the writer, to present the story to the audience. It focuses on the cause and effect relationship between events, creating a structure that guides the reader through the narrative. The plot emphasizes how the story unfolds, highlighting significant moments and maintaining suspense or interest. So, the main difference we can summarize as below. Story follows a chronological sequence of events. Plot may present events out of chronological order to create a more engaging or complex narrative. So in plot we can use techniques like flashback and flash forward. It's not linear, it's not chronological, but events are organized in such a manner in order to create a kind of interest in the audience. Story, as I have said, includes all events, whether or not they are essential to the main narrative. Plot, on the other hand, selects and arranges events to highlight important actions and consequences, focusing on the narrative's main thrust. Story provides a broader view of the narrative. Story provides a broader view of the narrative world and character development. Plot offers a structured perspective, emphasizing the progression of the narrative and its impact on the audience. In story, we have a person's entire life, including all events, experiences, and relationship. A plot selects only specific, impactful events from that life, arranging them to convey a particular message or theme to the reader or the audience. In summary, the story is comprehensive narrative of all events, while the plot is the crafted sequence of events designed to tell their story effectively and making it engaging. According to Aristotle, the arrangement of actions of character is what he defines as the plot. Plot means mythos, mythos, Greek word for plot. In poetics, Aristotle considers the plot to be the most important element of tragedy. He says that plot is the soul of tragedy. There can be tragedy without character, but there cannot be tragedy without plot. So we get to understand how important plot is for Aristotle. Unity of time, place, and action are closely related to plot. So we need to understand the very concept of unity of time, unity of place, and unity of action. Unity of time suggests that the action in a play should take place over no more than 24 hours. In Oedipus Rex, the entire plot unfolds within a single day. The play begins with the people of Thebes pleading with King Oedipus to save them from a plague, and it ends with the tragic revelation of Oedipus's true identity and his subsequent downfall, all within the span of one day. Unity of place. The unity of place dictates that play should occur in a single physical location. Oedipus Rex adheres to this principle by setting the entire action in front of the royal palace in Thebes. All significant events and interaction happen at this location, with characters coming and going, but the scene itself remaining static. Unity of action means that a play should have one main plot line without any subplot. There should not be any unnecessary actions. There should not be anything which is superfluous. Everything must be integrated into the main plot. In Oedipus Rex, we find that there is only single action. For example, Oedipus Rex follows this rule by focusing solely on Oedipus's quest to find the cause of the plague afflicting Thebes, which leads to his discovery of his own guilt in the murder of King Lais and his incestuous relationship with his mother Jocasta. Every event and character in the play is directly related to this central plot line, maintaining a tight singular focus. So there is only one action. Even if there are other actions, those actions are inextricably connected to the main plot line. As I have said, the plot is the sequence of events that make up the story of the play. It includes exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. The actions refers to the physical and emotional activities, that is, internal action and external action, mental action and physical action performed by the characters on stage. It encompasses their movements, dialogues, conflicts, and decisions. Role of action in plot development. Action helps establish the setting, introduce characters, and provide background information. So there is clear interconnection between action and plot. In Sophocles' Greek tragedy, Oedipus Rex, the relationship between action and plot is crucial and exemplifies the classical structure of a tragedy. Here, how action relates to the plot in this play. Action. The play opens with Oedipus addressing the citizens of Thebes who are suffering from a plague. This initial action sets the stage, introduces main characters, and provides the background needed to understand the current crisis. The exposition reveals the setting, the protagonist, that is Oedipus, and the problem, the plague. It also hints at the central conflict, finding the cause of the plague, then rising action. Oedipus vows to find and punish the murderer of the previous king, Lais, believing this will end the plague. His actions include consulting the oracle of Delphi, questioning the prophet Tiresias, and investigating further. These actions build tension and complexity as Oedipus relentlessly pursues the truth. He tries to know the truth. The rising action involves a series of discoveries and confrontations that deepen the mystery and drive the plot towards the climax. Climax in the play. The climax occurs when Oedipus finally realizes that he himself is the murderer of Lais. He himself is the murderer of Lais, who is his biological father, and that Lais was his father, making him guilty of patricide and incest because he gets married to his own biological mother, Jocasta. This revelation is the turning point of the play, where the central conflict reaches its peak. The action leading up to and including this moment are critical in transitioning the plot from rising action to falling action. Following the revelation, Oedipus's wife and mother Jocasta hangs herself. Oedipus, in a state of despair, blinds himself with her brooches. These actions show the immediate consequences of the climax. The characters' reactions and the resulting chaos demonstrate the irreversible nature of tragedy. Then, resolution. Oedipus asks to be exiled from Thebes. His final action include saying goodbye to his children and preparing to leave the city. The resolution ties up the plot's loose end, showing the fallout from Oedipus's discoveries and actions. The resolution underscores the theme of fate, guilt, and the inescapability of prophecy. Oedipus's actions throughout the play reveal his character, his determination to save Thebes, his quick temper, his pride, ultimately his tragic flaw. Each action propels the plot while simultaneously deepening our understanding of Oedipus as a tragic hero. Unity of action in Oedipus Rex. In Oedipus Rex, the unity of action is particularly evident. The main plot revolves around Oedipus's investigation into the murder of the former king Lais and the search for the truth behind his own origin. The play does not deviate from this storyline. Each character and event contributes directly to Oedipus's pursuit of knowledge and the eventual revelation of his tragic fate. There are no side stories or secondary plots. Everything converges on the central theme of discovery and the inescapable fulfillment of prophecy. The strict adherence to the unities of time, place, and action contributes to the dramatic intensity and focus of Oedipus Rex, allowing the themes of fate, identity, and the limits of human knowledge to be exposed in a concentrated and powerful manner. There are two types of plot: one, simple plot, and two, complex plot. A simple plot is one in which the change of fortune of the protagonist happens without a reversal, that is peripecia, or recognition, that is anagnorisis. I'll explain these two terms later. The plot progresses in a straightforward manner from beginning to end without significant twists or surprises. In simple plots, the narrative does not involve complex situations that dramatically alter the course of the story. Complex plot. A complex plot involves a change of fortune that is accompanied by a reversal, peripecia, and or recognition, that is anagnorisis, reversal. A sudden shift in the protagonist's situation. Often from good to bad, that dramatically changes the direction of the story. This is called reversal or peripecia. Now, recognition or anagnorisis. Recognition is called anagnorisis or recognition in a moment of critical discovery. It means a moment of critical discovery or realization, often about true nature of a character or situation, that alters the course of the narrative. Tragedy where the protagonist discovers a hidden truth about their identity or actions, leading to a dramatic reversal of fortune and deeper understanding of their fate. So let us understand this by relating these two concepts to the play Oedipus Rex. The peripecia or reversal in Oedipus Rex occurs when a messenger from Corinth arrives to inform Oedipus that King Polybus, whom Oedipus believes to be his father, has died. This initially seems like good news, as it appears to refute the prophecy that Oedipus would kill his father, that is Polybus. So the messengers feels that Oedipus will escape the prophecy that now there will be no chance for Oedipus to kill his father, Polybus, whom Oedipus considers his biological father. In fact, he is not. However, the messenger also reveals that Polybus and his wife Merope are not Oedipus's biological parents. So this is also the fact that the messenger reveals, that whom Oedipus considers his biological father, that is the king Polybus and the queen Merope, who are in fact not his biological parents. So when the messenger reveals that Polybus and his wife Merope are not Oedipus's biological parents, this revelation begins the chain of events that leads to the true and tragic reversal of Oedipus's fortune. Oedipus's confidence that he has avoided the prophecy is shattered here, leading him to further investigate his origin. Leading him to further investigate his origins, which ultimately brings about his downfall. Now, the example of anagnorisis. The anagnorisis in Oedipus Rex is the moment of critical discovery. Anagnorisis means the discovery. The anagnorisis in Oedipus Rex is the moment of critical discovery when Oedipus finally realizes the full truth of his identity and the horrific nature of his actions. This occurs when the shepherd who had taken pity on the infant Oedipus and saved him confirms that Oedipus is indeed the son of Lais and Jocasta. Oedipus learns that he has fulfilled the prophecy he had tried so hard to avoid. He has killed his father, King Lais, and married his own mother, that is, biological mother Jocasta. This recognition scene brings Oedipus to a devastating awareness of the true situation, marking the climax of the tragedy. These moments are pivotal in the structure of the play, driving the narrative towards its logical conclusion and highlighting the theme of fate, identity, and the limits of human understanding. So, I have explained both these terms, that is, anagnorisis and periphasia. So, anagnorisis means the discovery of truth, and periphasia means reversal of the situation.